Welcome back to Conversation to Close. This is Sean, and I want to go over a couple of advanced tips when you're starting out with Deal Sniper and diving into wholesaling. Whether you're new or not, some of these may apply, some of these may not, but these are all things that I think are important to be said, so I'm going to tell you. First and foremost, when you're utilizing Deal Sniper for these on market deals, make sure that you're marketing in an area that has a population of 750,000 or more. A lot of people, when they first start out, they want to market in their backyard, and I get it. You know the area, you're local. If you need photos, a face to face, contract signed, you're already there. I get it. But if you're not in an area with a population high enough and you do happen to get a deal under contract, one of the worst things is not being able to move that deal because your population is so small. There are no buyers that are interested, even if it's a banger of a deal. So be careful for that. Second thing, when you're doing this tool, yes, you can utilize this tool for any property that's on market. But if you're new, don't go after $1 million properties. Don't go after $800,000 properties. Don't go after $500,000 properties. If it were me and I were new, I would stick to, depending on where you are, anywhere between $150,000 to $250,000 purchase price. And here's why. $1 million properties, high ticket properties, still need high ticket buyers in order to buy them. So the more expensive the property, even if it's under terms, you still have to be able to find a buyer that can, one, afford it, and two, has a system in place to utilize the potential value. And your pool for buyers is significantly smaller, especially in the beginning, for these properties that are $1 million plus, even 500,000 plus dollars is too much. So depending on where you're marketing, depending on where you're going to have that market at 750,000 population, stick between 250,000 and $150,000 as a purchase price until you get a little bit more experience. There are some nuances that go into high ticket deals that you just won't know in the beginning. And if you're not ready for them, it can blow your deal up down the line and you've wasted your time. And here's one other thing. This is more of a pet peeve for me, but it's also a little psychological. So I'm going to go into Deal Sniper here. I'm going to use the same address that I did last time. And I'm going to generate an offer. So remember, creative financing, we're going to assume there's no mortgage because all you're doing is getting these deals, getting them underwritten, generate this letter, and send it. So if you look, Deal Sniper and its calculator that's built in that calculates all these numbers for you, if you can see, these numbers here are very specific and it just looks odd. It almost looks like a computer spit it out, especially now since we're in the age of AI. You want to look like an actual person did it and not just a computer spitting out numbers and did the math all the way down to the dollars and cents. So if it were me, I would change my purchase price and just have everything normal. See this 2,900? Yeah, I mean, granted, that's not in here. That's for you. But this offered 12.75 and 38 cents. Assuming I was going to offer 12.75 and I'm just going to offer 12.75. I want my numbers to be. I mean, obviously not the HOA, the taxes, the insurance. Those are normal. But I want my numbers to be very clean before I send it off to a realtor. Just because the other way, it looks like it was generated by a calculator because it was. So it's going to come off a little spammy, and you don't want that. So change your numbers, make sure it's clean, regenerate everything, then copy it, go over to your listing, especially if you're using Redfin, paste it in here, put your contact information here, and whatever you do, do not forget to put the realtor's name. Realtor's name is right here. Type it in, everything, hit send. If you're using a system that doesn't have this option, all realtors always have their phone number. Give them a call. Hey, Oriana, I've got an offer that I'd like to put in on 1517 Coyote Circle. Where can I email that? When you get the email, you send it. Okay. One other pro tip. This property, now this is an example property, and there really isn't a rhyme or reason other than pain for what I'm about to say. Someone who has had their property listed for 7 hours hasn't felt the pain of having their property listed for 60, 90, 120, 180, 220, 240 days. They haven't felt that pain yet. So there's not going to be as much of a urgency to take your offer because these people are still in what we call the honeymoon phase of the listing where they absolutely believe they're going to get $629,000 cash for their property. And that could very well be the case. So my pro tip, look for properties that have been on market at least 60 days. The longer the better, but at least 60 days. A couple other things I want to leave you with. Can you use Deal Sniper for off market deals? Yes, you can. It just wasn't meant for that. Can you use Deal Sniper to offer cash? Yes, you can, but it's just not meant for that. Keep in mind the formula for cash deals, especially if you're going to ask me or my team to do the dispo. You want to offer 60% of what it's listed for, not the ARV, what it's listed for, minus rehab, minus assignment. Now, if the property is flipped, you might be able to go a little bit higher, maybe 65, 70%, but not much higher than that. And as if you're doing the quick math in your head, if you're following along, those numbers, those offers are going to be low, which is why we really push to utilize creative financing. Because a lowball offer, regardless of how long someone's been on market, probably isn't going to fly. But a creative offer with their asking price or even a little bit more if the numbers pencil out and they've been on market for 60 days, haven't been able to move the property, that's going to be much more attractive. I hope that answered your questions. If you have any more, hit me up in Discord, at me in the main chat, or drop a comment below. Like and subscribe. Have a fantastic day. Let's get this done.